Well, hello everybody. Hey boys and girls, welcome back to Fog's World. Let's finish this thing. Let's go do it. I got a zombie over there. Look at him. We're going to ignore the zombie. I think he'll be ignoring us, largely. Yeah, he wants those guys. So let's go ignore them. I had to make one minor change. I was kind of afraid that this was going to happen, but apparently the rails were not enough to prevent the spiders from spawning. But that's okay, because there's an easy fix, and I will show you what it was. That's it. That's the easy fix. Just put some glowstone up in here in the same pattern as the one that I have down below. Same pattern, which is kind of nice anyway, because it'll help me line things up here, and I don't really mind. It's okay. Not really a problem. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to just put the glowstone there. Now, will this interfere with the drops? Well, let's see. I don't know. Let's see if a cart can pick that up. I'm pretty sure that if something lands directly on top of the glowstone like that, the cart will not pick it up. Oh, I'm wrong. Never mind. I'm going to stop talking right now. Alright, so here's what we're going to do. We're going to build up starting on the corners, like right here, right above this thing. Is that right? Did I do this right? I'm doing this right. I think I'm doing this right. Let me do some counting here. There's some counting. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, I think we'll start up from here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 more. Alright, I think this is where we begin. Is that right? So if I go from here, I'll go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. It takes me there. Yes, that's right. Okay. Yep, this should do it. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to build up right here. We'll put one block there. Then we're going to go up here, and we're going to build 2 blocks on either side like that. And then we're going to go up here, and we're going to do this. We're building like an inverted pyramid, like this. And we're going to continue this until we're up 10 high. So, I'm going to do that. And then we'll talk in a little bit once I've got all 4 sides done. And we'll talk about building the mob grinder itself. See you in a little bit. Okay, so now that I've got one of these built up, now I have to remove the support from underneath it. This gets a little bit tricky, but we can do it. And this is how I'm going to do it. So all I have to do is drop off of here and hold shift with a ladder in my hand. Right off like this, and there we go. Just like that. Place the ladder while you're holding shift underneath you, and it will stop your movement, and you take no fall damage. And I forgot to put a torch up on top of that, so we'll have to remember when I build the others, I'll go over there and I'll put torches up there. They're all going to kind of meet at the top. All the stupid clouds here. Just for now, let's turn the clouds off because I want to see what I'm building. So there you go. We're going to build 4 of those. So there'll be one there, and there'll be one there, and so on. And let me get building, and then we will talk. We're back. Made some progress, as you can see here. Need to build up one more layer on top of here, and then it'll be time to start building. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. I went ahead and put some torches down here to keep things from spawning up here while I was away. But we can collect those now since it's broad daylight and since I don't intend to be... Whoa, not there. Not there. Oh, I missed it. Oh, well, that's okay. It'll get collected. Maybe it'll still be there by the time I get down to try and collect it. So yeah, I put torches down to try to discourage things from spawning up here while I was away, but now that we're up here, we should be able to work without fear of that. And then it'll be time to start building some spawn platforms. And while we're building the spawn platforms, we also need to build some of the mechanisms, some of the redstone that's going to go into this as we go. So this is not a terribly original design. I've seen several people build similar mob traps. In fact, I'm not even going to bother to give credit on this one because I've seen so many different people do similar things. Whoops, hello. If you really want to know, honestly, I could not tell you who came up with a similar design first. And to be fair, it's not terribly ingenious or original. So if someone gets their feelings hurt because I didn't give them a specific mention, I'm sorry. But the reality of this is that you almost certainly didn't do it first. So, and I couldn't possibly guess who did. So I'm not going to even try. So there. So one of the virtues of packed ice, of course, is that it is an opaque block, and that means that mobs can spawn on it. But being an ice block, it is very slippery. So what we're going to do is we're going to build a series of platforms up here made out of packed ice where mobs can spawn. We're going to build 4 floors. Mobs will be able to spawn on the packed ice, and we will hook up a timer to periodically flush the ice with water so that all the mobs get pushed out of the spawning chamber and fall to their deaths onto the platform below. At which point our mob collection system will collect all the stuff, and off we'll go. And let me put down a couple of torches here before this gets too dark and things start to spawn. These torches will only be temporary, of course, but this platform is big enough that conceivably something might spawn on the opposite side while we're working on one side. And we don't want that. So, platform, spawn platform. I have to start right in the middle, which is one thing that those are very good for. It's helping us find the middle. We're going to go in 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Now, and we can go ahead and put a torch on here because packed ice won't melt in light, so we can go ahead and put torches on this until we're ready to give it a test. The cladding out there is designed to block light. We're going to build these spawn platforms in a triangular pattern, similar to the one down there, like this. And the triangular pattern of the cladding means that this spot here, when we're done, will be at light level 0, as will the spot in the corner, because it's far enough away from each of these edges that it will be very, very dark. That is what that is all about. So there we go. There's one side of the platform. And now we will do the same on the other side. Do have to be really careful with the shift button here. Last thing I want is to fall off this thing, and being that ice is as slippery as it is, holding shift is kind of important. So next we put a dispenser right there, and unfortunately I didn't bring any water. Yeah, I think I kind of want to go get some water right now. Maybe. Yeah, let me go down and get some buckets just so that I can demonstrate this, and I will be back in a minute. All right, here we are back up top. I brought a bucket so I can demonstrate how this is going to work. Imagine this is our spawn platform right here, of course. Mobs spawn on here, and then, oh, you know, I realized, not quite ready to test this yet. Without this here, we're going to be making a big mess. All right, good enough. All right, so mobs spawn on here, and every so often that happens. And you can see the water gets it all the way to the edge, and then we take the water away, and mobs can spawn again. So that's the way this will work. So I'm going to take the buckets back out while I construct this, because honestly it is much easier to build this if you don't have the buckets in there. Because what we're going to be doing here is we're going to be adding redstone to this, and as we add all the layers of redstone, we would be dispensing water if we didn't take steps to avoid that. So let's see, that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, our first spawn platform is done. Now all we need to do is start wiring up some of the redstone, and the way we're going to do that is we're going to pick a corner. Probably going to pick a back corner. I think this one, and this is going to be where our redstone is going to start from, right here, right at this spot. We're going to go ahead and lay a line of redstone over to here, like this, and place that there. Torch, and more redstone like this. One short like this with a torch. More redstone. Block, torch. More redstone. Block, torch, more redstone, block, torch, redstone, yep, block, and a torch. I think you get the idea. Oh, why is there packed ice here? That's not right. There we go. And whoop, rock there, not there, not there. Block and torch, just like that. And I think that's all. Yep, that's all. So what we have here is we now have a spot of redstone, a single spot of redstone that can be used to fire all of those at once. So if I add a power source to this redstone right here, you'll see all those torches come on all the way around. If I take this away, all the torches go off. On and off. So that's how we're going to fire all these, and we're going to build this a similar pattern all the way up, except that we no longer need to build this ring. This is the only level that needs a ring, and actually if I wanted to I could remove these guys here. I'm going to leave them on just because I like radial symmetry, so I'm going to leave them on, but you don't need to. What you do need to do though is you need to cover all this redstone with half slabs to make sure things don't spawn. We won't want to cover this. Oh, I'm sorry, take that back. We do want to cover that. Take that back. We don't want to cover the one, whoa, get back here. We don't want to cover the torch by the dispenser. Dang it. Okay, I keep missing. We don't want to cover this torch because we're going to use this to build a torch ladder up for all of our other dispensers on each level. So I'll show you how that works in a bit, but for now, just know that we're not going to cover that. And I'll go ahead and lay all these, and then we will talk some more. Okay, we've got that layer done. Now we need to start building up. The way we're going to do that, we're going to build a 2 high space before we start the next row. So, and as we go, we're going to extend this torch ladder. So we're going to put a block over this torch, and we're going to put a redstone torch on the corner like that. And we'll do that on top of each of these. Now, when we get to this corner here, we need to build a different kind of torch ladder. We still want, what we want here is we want a downward ladder. So what we're going to do is every other one, we're going to put a block up like that with a torch on it. And we're going to put a piece of redstone on here like that. And we're going to just keep alternating these over. The idea is that any change in redstone up here should cause these torches to change all around. And now we build out the next level of the kill floor, just like the one below. Now, with a block behind here and a dispenser here, all these blocks and torches will come on at the same time. So even though this is a block behind this dispenser instead of a torch, this dispenser will still fire at the same time the one below it fires. Spacing these two apart means that we won't have Endermen spawning in here. But of course we will have spiders, and we will have every other kind of naturally occurring mob spawn. Now the one thing that this is not going to be terribly good at handling is the baby zombies riding chickens. This will not be able to kill those. However, since the kill platform is so high up above the ground, I figure it's not really going to become a problem. Worst case scenario, those guys end up just kind of hanging out down there on that platform, which is fine, since I'm not going to be anywhere near that platform most of the time. Alright, that's the last killing floor. The only little trick here is this back corner here. I've changed this pattern just a little bit. I've put that torch right there. And I want to make sure I understand. Let's see, this is where I'm going to put some redstone. And I want to make sure I understand whether these torches are on or off. So I'm going to real quick come over here and take a peek at them. Okay, they're on right now. So this thing's sense is going to need to be swapped. So maybe I will move it here after all. Maybe I will. Nah, I don't need to. Yeah, whatever. You can go ahead and fall. I probably want to cap that and that with half slabs to make sure nothing can spawn there. Just like that. Half slabs don't interfere with redstone, so that's not going to be a problem. And we should have all the spawn pretty much controlled. Now what I want to do is I want to seal off the top with half slabs, And I'm going to leave an opening in the middle for now because I want to be able to get in and out and take a peek and show the operation and make sure everything is working correctly. But eventually I'm going to seal this whole top with a half slab roof. For now though, this is all I need. All right, before I put the roof on, let's get busy here. We need a chain of 14, 3, 4, 5, 6, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, repeaters. Let's see, okay. So what we're going to do is we're going to build a chain of repeaters right here. We're going to have 7 of them. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and then 7 back the other way. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, like that. All right, this is going to form a delay circuit that's going to delay the firing of our hoppers. Now let me take a look here. I got to remind myself, is this torch on or is this torch off? That torch is on, so we actually need to reverse this. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to go ahead and actually, I'm going to change the way this works. We're going to pull that off of there, like that. Put a half slab here. We are going to get rid of you. We're going to put you here. Nope, not there. It's going to give me a burnout clock, and I don't want a burnout clock. How am I going to make this work? I need to reverse the sense of this, and that's going to take a little bit of thinking to make sure I get this right. I could space it out a little differently, but that's not quite what I want. Okay. All right, I know what I have to do. I have to do this. I need to come up one more onto here. Right? Is this going to work? Not yet. It's not. Nope. Need you to come up somehow. Like, yeah, this should do it, right? Is this going to work? You needed to be there so that I can put you there. And then you are going to have to go here, like this, like this, like this, like this, and like that, almost. Like that. In fact, let's do it this way. And that should now be off. Okay, here we go. So the way this works is if we send a pulse through here, it's going to split the pulse. We'll have one pulse that'll send a flash down there to turn it on, and then another pulse eventually after a delay will come through and turn those guys off. So that's what this is. And I think I've got that correct now, so I should be able to cover that stuff with half slabs to prevent spawning. And eventually we'll cover the rest of this mechanism as well, but for now we'll just leave it at that so that I can finish working on this. Okay, so the next thing we need is we need to get this pulse worked out. there needs to be a pulse coming into here. And the way we're going to do that, we're going to build a single, I'm going to build a monostable circuit right here. Just like that. All right, so here we have a monostable circuit. If I send a pulse through this side right here, let's go ahead and demonstrate. We get a single pulse that flashes there once, comes through again, flashes it again. So here we should be able to see this a little better now. Let me get to where we can see that torch. Don't want to fall off. So watch that torch up in the upper left corner. Oh, okay. We need a repeater to make that work. Now it'll work. Here we go. Once again, watch the torch. One flash. Another flash. Perfect. All right, so there's our monostable circuit. Let those go. We don't need them. Now what we need is we need to build a timer, and for this I'm going to use the good old-fashioned hopper timer because, what do you know, it works perfectly. So I'm going to need a redstone cube, and I'm going to need, let's see, just pull you over there like that, I guess, and doop. Yeah, I got to make sure it doesn't interfere with that, so I have to go out one farther. Bum, like this. Let's get rid of you. All right, now we need to build a hopper timer, and I will build it right here. This is one position for the hopper timer, and did I bring up any? I didn't bring up any pistons. I'm going to have to go back for some pistons, guys. I'll be back in a minute. I'm going to just put a couple of torches up here to keep things from going nutso, and I will be right back. Back in a minute. All right, it's time to build this hopper timer. We need a sticky piston there and a sticky piston there. Looks like we've already got a mob down in our mob grinder. But no matter. Build our hoppers. Comparator, comparator, block, block, redstone, redstone. Now the only question is how long to make this hopper timer operate. And the answer to that, I have found, is about 48 is about the right number here. So I'm going to go ahead and put 48 items in this hopper timer. Right there. And that should give us just about the right amount of time. And for demonstration purposes, let's go down into here. And I will, oh, did I not? Somebody forgot to put a dispenser here. Couldn't have been me. And we need to make sure we get it when the signal's off, which it is, okay. So now we can demonstrate the operation here. I'll go stand over here. There comes the water. There comes the pulse to shut it off. There you go. That's how she works. All right, so now that that's done, all we have to do is put all the water buckets in everywhere, and we will be good to go. We also need to fix this top so that it won't spawn. So probably the easiest thing to do here will be to go ahead and do something like, well, let's go ahead and shut this off for now. And the easiest way to do that is to just put a torch right there. And now this guy can go back and forth all at once and we won't fire. Then the next thing I want to do is I want to go ahead and seal up. Well, we'll do that in a minute. We'll do that in a minute. For now, I'll be satisfied with just putting torches up here. That'll keep things from spawning while I go and get all my buckets so that I can fill this thing up with water. And then the next thing we'll do is we'll seal off this roof and we'll fix this top so that things can't spawn. And I will be back in a minute. All right, well, we're back up top. Now, if I remove this torch, I should be able to stand right here and watch all of these guys dispense their water. I may want to remove a couple of these to just get a better view. Okay, should be dispensing. Water everywhere. Next fire. Water's all gone. Okay, that's a success. So the machine is now operating. All we have to do is seal it up and fix this top so that nothing can spawn outside the machine. And then it will begin producing mobs. I need more slabs. Whoop. Boom. Once I've got it all sealed up, we'll be ready to give her a big test again, and we'll be able to see what kind of output we're getting. Should be pretty good, though. Obviously, you could build more than 4 levels, but for me, 4 levels has proven to be enough for this kind of thing. You really don't need much more. Now, this will produce drops even when I'm down in the village down there. This is within range of the village. Excuse me. It's within range of the village, so it should be producing mobs even when I'm in the village. However, because I haven't lit everything up down there, the production probably won't be super good while I'm down there. In order to get the production to really, really go, what I'm going to need to do is I'm going to need to build a platform that is 128 blocks. Ooh, I think I hear a mob. It's 128 blocks above the kill floor. Don't go any higher than that, because if you do, all the mobs will despawn before they even hit that killing floor. So you need to make sure that the mobs stay in the game all the way down to the killing floor. But once they're down there, and once they've landed on the killing floor, then the rest doesn't need to be within range, because items won't despawn when they get farther than 128 blocks away from the player. Only mobs do. And then only hostile mobs. So yeah, that's all you really need. And there she is. That's the complete... Oops, I left a piece of scaffolding there. We'll go back up and get that in a minute. But, yeah, I'll go clean that up in a minute. Oh, there you go. You can see it's already producing mobs. Now, like I said, as I go and light up the perimeter here, the production will go up. Also, if I go and stand above... Uh-oh. Here he comes. Yeah. And? Did he decide not to be mad at me anymore? I guess he did. Okay. As I was saying, it is already producing stuff, and we should have a nice little pile of stuff right here. And there it is. Okay, so next time we'll come back and work on this some more. I'll go ahead and clean off that piece of scaffolding that I left up there. But we'll go ahead and next time we'll do some work to improve the efficiency a little bit and to do something with these mob drops. But until then, thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed it. Please hit that like button if you did. And if you want to see more, please subscribe. We do this at least once a week. And I will talk to you all again next time. Bye-bye, guys.